guess this is what it's like in a one-club town such as Eibar. That's where I am right now. I'm seeing 1st versus 10th in the Spanish Segunda division. It's Eibar against Real Zaragoza. I'm currently on day 5 of my Camino del Norte hike. However, I heard that Eibar were playing on Friday and I've decided to take a little detour, if you will. I was in Marquina, I was supposed to go straight to Guernica after, but instead I walked south right over the mountains to get to Eibar in time for the match. Eibar, small Basque town, a very energetic Basque town from what I've seen so far. Due to my other recordings on the Camino, I've got to keep this really short and really quick, so I'm not very good at that, but I'll give it my best shot. So as I say, 1st versus 10th, Eibar are currently sitting top, however only by 1 point, and it's really close up there. 5th place are also only 4 points behind, so it's really all to play for. It's 2 automatic promotion places, and then 3rd down to 6th are playoffs in the Segunda to try and get up to La Liga. Zaragoza are hoping to make a push for that 6th place spot. Anything above is probably out their reach, but they come in good form. Fran Escribá is the manager, usually a La Liga coach, but he's taken the step down, and since he's come in, he's been making some real improvements. Zaragoza are coming in good form. But some more about the home team. Los Armeros play at the Iparrua Stadium, which holds just 8,000 people, which when they were in La Liga, obviously one of the smallest stadiums by far. They were a very well-liked side when they were there. They played some strong football, good football, not too aggressive, not too passive. Yeah, they're a very well-liked side in the kind of 7 or 8 years that they were up there. That La Liga success was due to Gaizka Garitano, who's the manager again now. He brought them up in back-to-back promotions from Tercera to Segunda and then straight up to La Liga. When they got promoted to La Liga, they celebrated with confetti, etc. The confetti was in fact borrowed from Barcelona, who 1 week earlier had expected to win the league at the Camp Nou. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Atletico Madrid actually drew that game with them 1-1, leading to Atletico in fact going on to win the league, so confetti no longer needed. Real Zaragoza, historically an absolute stalwart in La Liga. Since the mid-50s they suffered no relegation until about 12 years ago when they had their when they got relegated back down to Segunda, and they have been there ever since. In that time only reaching 2 playoffs and getting beat both times. So that's a real fallen giant. I know their stadium holds about 33,000 people, which considering Iparrua 8,000, I mean you can kind of tell historically who's the bigger team here. But Eibar are top and Zaragoza only 10th. I'd also need to give a shout out to Mendilibar, who last night, in fact, his Sevilla team knocked out United 3-0. Massive result for Mendilibar. He was at Eibar for 6 years. In 2015, Garitano left to go to Athletic. I think it was straight there. And I think a lot of people wrote off Eibar. It was, the manager's gone, they'll go back down. But Mendilibar kept him in it for all those years, shoestring budget. But his team kept finishing certainly above relegation, sometimes mid-table. Very impressive, so he definitely needs a shout out as well when talking about Eibar. Coming into this match, Eibar actually suffered an absolute humbling at the hands of Albacete. They got beat 4-1 just last week. So they've got something to really bounce back from to maintain their position at the top of the league. Zaragoza, they were on the other end of a 4-1. They beat Racing Santander, who I seen 2 months ago. Santander admittedly were down to 9 men after 22 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. So it was a bit of a walk in the park. Zaragoza are unbeaten in 10 coming into this, and since Fran Escribá came in, there has been 7 wins, 10 draws and only 4 defeats. For Zaragoza, if they do want to get promoted, so turning those draws into wins will certainly be key for that. Speaking of Atletico de Madrid, Zaragoza have Cholo Simeone's youngest son up front. Giuliano Simeone is on loan from Atletico Madrid. He scored twice against Santander, so with that in mind, will probably be a goal threat today. Today also has Bebe potentially returning. He played for Eibar in years past, so it'll probably be his first time coming back to Iparrua since he left them. LaGuardia just told me to leave for some reason, not too sure. But in any case, speaking of famous former sons, Lucas Zidane plays in goals for Eibar, so I'm going to see Cholo Simeone's son and Lucas Zidane, and if I have any chance I'll get to see their fathers in the stand as well, but I probably doubt it, to be honest. In any case, the head-to-head between the two teams since Eibar's relegation, there's been 3 games, 1 win for Eibar, 1 win for Zaragoza and 1 draw. So if that's telling me anything, I've got no idea which way this game's going to go. In any case, I'm going to get myself to the stadium. There's a couple of bars I'd like to hit up beforehand for Eibar, but I've never seen a city so united under one club. Every corner you turn to, there's something Eibar somewhere hanging from somebody's window. Everyone down there, it's all Eibar tops. It's been something with the Basque country on my travels. The Basques stick to Basque teams. There's been no Real Madrid, there's been no Barcelona, there's been nobody except Basques. So it probably explains why in my last video I was wondering why the Basque country keeps producing the players. It's because they keep the affiliations and the support inside. So yeah, question answered as far as I'm concerned. In any case, Tui Perua, and I'll try and record as much of this game as possible without using up all my footage. Gotta take a step back for British football fans here. So that's a half and half split. There's Eibar fans on the half I was standing up at. There's Zaragoza fans on the other half. Is there fighting? No. They're just there, singing together or apart or whatever, but they're happily having a drink together, both sets of fans. It's very different to what we get in Britain, that's for sure. And I prefer it, I really do. It's something I can't believe I've forgotten to mention. I've not quite got to the bottom of it. Right? Oh, that's thrown me off a little bit, Jesus. Yeah, one thing I've totally forgot to mention, right, is there's some sort of Scottish link between Eibar and us. I don't understand why. My Spanish isn't good enough. I've asked a few people. From what I can gather, there's some sort of affiliation between Celtic and Eibar, because Celtic were here in 2015 or something like that, playing a friendly. So everywhere there's Scotland flags, you know, the Saltires, the Lion one as well, can't remember his name. Yeah, everything. And anytime I tell someone I'm Scottish, I get a nice big pat on the back or a hug or something like that. So
with the head or with the hand?
both. ¿Both? ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Pablo.
Pablo y Adrián. Resultado.
With the head. Perdemos. 1-0.
1-0.
For Eibar.
Eibar, sí. ¿Y Sevilla? Ah, ok, ok. ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Gorka. George. Michael.
Ok, eso bien. Resultado?
Hoy 2-1.
2-1 Eibar.
2-0.
2-0 Eibar.
2-0.
I want Simeone to score so I can see it, but I want an Eibar win. So book up free tickets. Really hard to find a quiet spot in here. This is the best I'm going to get. Second half's kicked off. I'd already written everything I wanted to say for half time. Aye, no matter. Yeah, I'd already written everything I wanted to say for half time, and Zaragoza went and scored literally the last kick of the game. To start from the beginning, Eibar, they were playing well, had most of the possession. They didn't want to attack in a fast way. They wanted a lot of numbers. They weren't taking any risks really. Carpo, the right winger, was the live spark for them. He was electric. I think everything he beat his man every time, essentially. Got a lot of good crosses in, nobody on the end for them. Zaragoza though were comfortable. There was only one save that their goalkeeper had to really make, and it was comfortable. They were happy to kind of sit in, counter well and make the most of set pieces. I think even if it was 0-0, Escribá would have been the happiest of the two managers anyway. But the way that Zaragoza scored, they had a corner right at the end of the half. It kind of looked like it was petering out. I think everyone was thinking, okay, you know, half time's coming. And then Bebe, in an explosion of pace and power, takes on his man and kind of shrugs him off. He gets in and then hits the most typical Bebe shot, which is from an impossible angle but with extreme power. He does well to get it on target. The goalkeeper makes a save and it drops down to Jair, who gets the rebound, the Zaragoza striker. So yeah, Zaragoza suddenly in 1-0. We've seen beforehand how good the Zaragoza fans were. They've continued it. Eibar fans have been good, Zaragoza fans have been so loud. Even around the stadium, Zaragoza fans, they have some of the home fan seats as well. 3 guys sitting next to me, 2 of them are Zaragoza fans. So it kind of shows the difference between the two teams. Eibar might be able to bring this back, but I think at most they'll get a draw. I can't see any more. It's a red for Eibar, down to 10 men.
Dale, Bermejo. Dale, Juli, dale, Juli. Dale, Juli. Dale, Juli. Qué grande. Pégale, Bermejo, pégale.
Terrible, but the longer this goes on, we'll have a chance to sneak something. Zaragoza will be fully if they're attacked. Dale, Juli. Well, 3 minutes footage left, and we're trying to do it quickly before I get kicked out once again. Second half was really good actually, much better than the first. Eibar started off with a lot more energy, too much energy because the left winger got sent off. He just got subbed on at half time. I think he lasted about 7 or 8 minutes and got sent off. I didn't think he looked very much. I actually wrote down something slagging off Spanish refs, but he went to VAR and it got upgraded to a red card, so probably fair enough. And then it was Zaragoza attacks basically, and you're watching them and there's like, it's almost like there's no rush for them. It's an old adage, if you don't kill off the game, you're risking the other team coming back in. And that's exactly what happened. Zaragoza were attacking, not committing, not killing off the game, and then Eibar, it was such a weird one. The ball kind of just dropped in between two Zaragoza defenders and they just left it for each other. And the Eibar left back, who basically had the entire left wing to kind of cover when the winger got sent off, did excellently well. Nipped in between the two, hit a crossing, takes a deflection, and comes out to then the Eibar right back, and he manages to chest it down and hits it to the far corner. Yeah, getting kicked out. And in the game, it was anyone's game after that. Eibar thought they had a penalty, I thought they had a penalty, and VAR ruled that one out as well. And honestly, that was the only chances of the match. There was really not much else there. For Zaragoza, it's another draw, but again, their unbeaten run continues. For Eibar, they're chasing first place, and now second and third, I believe, maybe even fourth, now have an opportunity if they win the games tomorrow and Sunday to go ahead of them. So gutting for them, but there's still 5 games after that, plus the playoffs if that's what they make. So plenty of opportunity to get to the La Liga again. Man of the match has got to either go to Eibar's left back for doing so well in the second half just by himself, or Eibar's number 8, who virtually grabbed his team by the scruff of the neck and kept them pressing even though they were down to 10 men. He was everywhere, like an absolute machine, all across the middle of the pitch. So between the two of them, I'd probably give it to the left back though for his involvement in the goal. So raining for the first time in my 5 or 6 days on the continent. I've got at least a 30-minute walk up a side of a big hill slash mountain. I've hidden my tent and my bag inside a bush, and I need to go all the way up there in the pitch black and set it up and basically just camp on the side of a hill for tonight. I was meant to have a B&B and the woman messaged me and cancelled. The cheapest hotel after that was about 70 or 80 euros for the night, and I'm just not doing that, not while I'm carrying my tent with me. So I've marked the location. I'm going to go up there, set up a tent for tonight. Amazing game, one of the best pre-match atmospheres I've been to, even if the in-game atmosphere is probably not the same as El Sardinero. But I've got 5 seconds of footage, so thank you for watching. I'll get out as soon as I possibly can. And yeah, well done Eibar.